In this After Effects tutorial, I'll show you how to create the splash title animation. Hi guys, my name is Manuel, and we're gonna create this paper watercolor look without any footage and with standard effects only. Ready? Let's go! First of all, we need to create the background. We add a new solid, name the layer background for obvious reasons. Then we use the Effects and Presets window to search for the 4-color gradient. We add it, of course, and change the colors. Let's keep them almost white, with a hint of yellow or red in them. And let's add some jitter. Alright, now let's add some lines. We add another solid, Command or Control Y, lines, color a light gray. I think easiest is to type in the RGB values, like 150, 150,000, millions, 150. Awesome! To create lines, we use Venetian blinds. Easy to remember, because it rhymes. We set the transition completion to 97%, the direction to 90 degrees to make them horizontal. We need some more distance, width 95. They're much too perfect. To roughen things up, we add roughen edges, of course. First, we need to reduce the border to around 2. Let's scale it up to 300. Complexity 2 is fine. Then we add scatter, to destroy it even more. Scatter amount 3 should be fine. It roughens the lines even more. Then let's add some watercolor splashes. We add a new solid, name it watercolor. And whenever we add some kind of texture, we add fractal noise, or turbulent noise would work as well. Let's change some settings. Basic, soft linear is fine. Contrast, let's increase it to 120. In transform, we set scale to around 2000%. Complexity to 3. Next, we add turbulent displays to further distort it. Amount 50, size 100, complexity 5. Then, to colorize it, we add tritone. We change the midtones into a dark cyan. The shadows into a very dark blue, almost black. Then we reduce the opacity of the layer to 50%, and we set the blending mode of the layer to multiply. If you can't see the blending modes, click down here. Awesome! Next texture layer. We duplicate the watercolor layer and change some of the effect settings. Contrast 1000. And in turbulent displays, amount 500. Complexity 10. We change the midtones into a dark purple. Awesome, much better already, right? And to make it even more realistic or convincing, let's duplicate the layer one more time. And this time, contrast 500. In transform, we deselect uniform scaling and set the scale width to 1000, the scale height to 300. And in turbulent displays, amount 50. In tritone, we turn the midtones and shadows into a bright... Is it called mint? Yeah, probably mint. I know it's boring with all these effect settings, but more levels of detail really make a difference. I've done some work and put together 35 procedural animated textures for you. They're completely based on standard effects. Easy to adjust, you can make them loop and use them as animation presets. Plus, there are 10 example scenes. Make sure to check out the link in the description. Even better, get 20% off with the code OFF20. Alright, it's a title animation, so let's add some text. The font I use is called Felt Tip Woman. Size around 160 pixels, color white. It's available on Adobe fonts. Then let's add the watercolor splash. With no layer selected, we grab the pen tool to draw the splash. Very rough. Around the title. Let's name the layer Splash, no stroke, fill color a very dark blue, almost black. We need to move it below the text layer in the layer stacking order. Then we maybe should fine-tune the shape, using the Convert Vertex tool and the Selection tool. Make sure all your text is inside the liquid, and this is the max expansion of the splash. The edge is way too perfect, of course, and to roughen it we use, exactly, roughen edges. Border around 110, huge. Scale 300, complexity 1. Then we duplicate the effect. Change some settings in the bottom one, border 20. We reduce the edge sharpness to 0.15 and scale down to 70. Complexity 3. Alright, the edge is looking better. The splash fill is still way too uniform. We duplicate the splash layer, then open both path properties and link the top path property to the bottom one. Or the other way around. The point is, we only want to animate one of them. To make the inner of the splash brighter and more textured, we need a texture. Therefore, we add a new solid, texture splash, and to create the texture, we again add fractal noise. Contrast 300. In transform, we set scale to 400. We use it as luma matte for the splash 2 layer. This is how it looks like if we solo the layer. Next, let's brighten the fill color of the splash 2 layer. Color never is equally spread in a splash. There are always brighter and darker areas. Then we change some settings again in the second roughen edges effect. Border 150, edge sharpness back to 1, scale around 90, complexity 2. And this creates these bigger bleeds, which makes the splash look much more real. Next, we select the text layer, go to the Effect and Presets window and add a set matte effect. We choose the splash layer and select Effects and Masks. Let's reduce the opacity of the text layer to around 70%. Then, let's finally animate the splash. Pretty easy. We open the path property of the splash layer, which isn't linked, and add a path keyframe at the end. Then we go to the beginning, make sure the path is selected, and shrink it down until it disappears. We select the path property, open the graph editor to adjust the speed curve. We slow down the beginning, but mostly the end. Awesome! Finally, some overall compositing. We could add a new solid and add some animated film grain, which comes with the textures I've talked about earlier. Easy access in the animation presets. Let's set the blending mode of the layer to multiply and tone the effect down. We reduce the opacity to around 30%. Let's add a vignette to darken the corners. We add a new solid, name it vignette, and change the color to black. We double-click on the ellipse tool to add a mask. Then, open the mask property and subtract it. We add a mask feather of around 1000 pixels. And expand the mask. Here's the difference. Finally, we add an adjustment layer. Next, we add noise. Here it is. Amount 10%. And like always, no color noise. And let's add Gaussian blur. Blurriness around 1 up to 5, which helps to make it look more real, like slightly out of focus. Make sure to check out the free project file and the animated textures. Links are in the description. On the left side, I've added some videos you might like. Subscribe to my channel on the right side and hit the bell, cause you don't want to miss my next video. Thanks for watching this one. See you in the next one. Bye guys!